Hebrews 11 is not the friend of those who think that you can be saved by belief alone. The entire chapter of Hebrews, you've given Hebrews 11, 1 in one comment, and Hebrews 11, 6 in the other comment. Let's go ahead and look at that. So first we learn that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So this is talking about the faith called Christianity. This is not talking about our individual faith. The whole chapter after this describes an individual's faith. And nobody in this chapter believed alone. Everybody obeyed. All right, so look, here's the first example. By faith, Abel offered a verb. He did. What did he do? He offered to God a more excellent sacrifice. Why? Well, it was done by faith. It says, by faith, Abel offered a more excellent sacrifice. What was the deal with Abel's sacrifice? From Genesis, we learned that it was more excellent because he did what he was told. He obeyed. So the first person obeyed. By faith, Enoch was taken away so that he did not see death and was not found because God had taken him. For before he was taken, he had this testimony that he pleased God. He was obedient. Without faith, it's impossible to please him. Without belief to the point of obedience, per every example of faith in this chapter, it's impossible to please him. Without obedience, it's impossible to please him. Now, that's in harmony with Hebrews 5:9. And having been perfected, he became the author of eternal salvation to all who obey him, not to all who believe alone, to all who obey him. Belief is essential, and so is obedience. That's who he said he will save. And who will remain lost? Well, he who believes in the Son has eternal life. But he who does not obey the Son will not see life, but the wrath of God abides on him. God here has contrasted belief and disobedience. If you don't obey, you're not a believer. God saves those who believe and obey. John 3:36. What's that in perfect harmony with? He who has believed and has been baptized shall be saved, but he who has disbelieved shall be condemned. That's in perfect harmony with that John 3:36. So back to the Hebrews 11. By faith Abel offered. By faith Enoch obeyed. By faith Noah. Do you think he believed alone? You remember Noah? Or did he build the ark? By faith Noah, being divinely warned of things not yet seen, moved with godly fear, prepared an ark. By faith, Noah obeyed too. By faith, Abraham got up and went. He went out, not knowing where he was going. He didn't believe alone. By faith, Abraham got up and went, not knowing where he was going. He dwelled. He offered Isaac. So everybody obeyed. Everybody. By faith, Abraham, when he was tested, believed alone? No, he offered up Isaac. That's what faith looks like. By faith, Jacob blessed each of his sons of Joseph and worshipped, leaning on the top of his staff. He did not believe alone. Everybody believed to the point of humble obedience. There you go. By faith, they overcame. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell down after they were encircled for 7 days. The faith of the Israelites. This is a reference back to Joshua 6, 1-5. By faith, they encircled for 7 days. So let's look at that account because that's pretty potent. All right, this is the account referenced there in Hebrews 11. Now, Jericho was securely shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in. And the Lord said to Joshua, see, I have given. That's past tense. I have given. That's past tense. He has already given Jericho. So if he's already given it, and it's by grace alone, it was by grace that he did that. If it's already given and it's by grace alone, then the city would already, the walls would have already fallen. Let's keep reading. I have given Jericho into your hand, its king and its mighty men of valor. You shall march around the city, all you men of war. You shall go all around the city once. This you shall do for 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark. But the 7th day you shall march around the city 7 times. And the priests shall blow trumpets, another thing that God said to do. And it shall come to pass when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the trumpet, that all the people shall shout with a great shout. None of this believing alone. No. If you do all these things that he said, even though he said he already gave it to you, then the wall will fall. Then the wall will fall down. Do all these things by faith, then the wall of the city will fall down, even though God said, I have given. So what did their faith do? What did their faith do? So it was when Joshua had spoken to the people that the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horn before the Lord advanced and blew trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them. So they did it 6 days. But it came to pass on the 7th day that they rose early, about the dawning of the day, and marched around the city 7 times in the same manner. On that day only they marched around the city 7 times. Not the first day, not the second day. They did what they were told. They're demonstrating faith here. And the 7th time it happened, when the priests blew the trumpets, that Joshua said to the people, shout, for the Lord has given you the city. Again, past tense. And all who are in it. Verse 20. So the people shouted when the priests blew the trumpets, and it happened when the people heard the shout of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat. Please notice, when did the wall fall flat? When did the wall fall flat? It's after they did everything God said they had to do. When did the wall fall flat? After they demonstrated faith, not when they had belief alone. When they demonstrated faith by marching around the city of Jericho once a day for 6 days, exactly like they were commanded, 7 times on the 7th day, exactly like they were commanded, shouting and blowing trumpets of ram's horns, exactly as they were commanded. I wonder what had happened if they had stopped doing what God said. I wonder if on that first day, if they had just instead, he told us to do it once a day for 6 days. That's 6. And on the 7th day, he said to do it 7 times. How about if we just do it? That's 13. All right, I have an idea. Hope people get in trouble when they have their own ideas, right? What do you think would have happened? Please be honest with yourself. What do you think would have happened if those people had said, let's just march 13 times on the first day to just get this over with? What if they did everything else exactly right, except they had marched 13 times on the first day just to get it over with? Then they blew trumpets. Then they shouted out loud. Do you think the walls would have fallen? Please answer that honestly with yourself, even if you're not willing to do so here in the comments. I would love it if you would answer in the comments. So, do you think the walls would have fallen flat? Christians, what do you think? Do you think the walls would have fallen flat if they had marched 13 times on the first day? What if they had marched once a day for 6 days, and on the 7th day, they decided they were just going to march once because that's what we did the days before? I mean, it should work, right? Do you think that would have worked? What if instead of blowing trumpets of ram's horn, they blew a conch shell? Or what if they made a trumpet out of metal, bronze or something? Do you think it would have worked? Do you think the walls would have fallen? So here's the sum. This is it. The faith that saves is the faith that obeys. Biblical faith is belief to the point of obedience. Jesus said, he that believes and is baptized will be saved. Your faith will be evidenced by you believing and being baptized to be saved. Just like the Ephesians in Acts 19, 1-5, the Romans in Romans 6, 3,000 on the day of Pentecost, the jailer in Acts 16, the Ethiopian eunuch in Acts 8, everybody. The Apostle Paul, baptized to have his sins washed away, Acts 22:16. That's faith. It's not belief alone. It's never been belief alone. Test me, 1 John 4:1. Don't believe me, test me. I am not against you. I'm not your enemy. I'm the enemy of Satan. He does not want me to tell you this. He doesn't want you to look it up yourself. Do it.